It was a quiet night in the building, the kind where silence almost pressed against the walls. The man everyone thought was just another employee moved through the hallways, his steps slow, his eyes taking in the shadows. In reality, he was the company's CEO, working undercover to understand how his people lived and worked when no one was watching. As he turned a corner, something caught his eye, a small, trembling light. At first, he thought it might be a maintenance issue, but as he drew closer, the glow became sharper. It wasn't a light bulb. It was a flashlight, its beam focused on the yellowed pages of a thick textbook. There, sitting on an old folding chair near the security desk, was the night guard. His uniform looked slightly worn, his posture slouched with fatigue, but his eyes were alive with determination. He leaned forward, lips moving silently as he tried to memorize a formula. Around him, the building was dark, the world outside asleep, but here he was. Studying, fighting to hold on to a dream. The CEO paused, hidden in the shadows, watching quietly. He noticed the man's calloused hands gripping the book, the faint circles under his eyes, the way he scribbled notes furiously despite the dim light. There was no one else around to witness it, no applause, no recognition, just a man, exhausted yet unbroken, chasing something bigger than himself. In that moment, the CEO felt something shift inside him. What he had stumbled upon was more than dedication, it was pure, unshakable hope. The CEO finally stepped closer, making his presence known. The guard startled, quickly shutting the book as if he had been caught doing something wrong. His flashlight wobbled in his hand before he set it down, clearly embarrassed. The CEO, keeping his cover as an ordinary employee, offered a gentle smile and asked, "What are you studying so late at night?" For a moment, the guard hesitated, unsure if he should answer honestly. Then, with a small sigh, he admitted he was working toward finishing his college degree. He explained how he dreamed of becoming an engineer one day, but life hadn't made it easy. With a family to support and bills to pay, he had taken a night shift as a security guard. The hours were long, the pay modest, and sleep was often sacrificed. Still, he refused to abandon the future he imagined for himself. The guard's voice softened as he shared how he used every break, every quiet moment of the night, to study. The flashlight, he explained, was his lifeline in the dark corners of the building. His words carried no self-pity, only quiet determination. He spoke of wanting to build a better life for his children, to set an example of perseverance no matter the circumstances. Listening to him, the CEO felt his chest tighten. Here was a man most people would overlook, yet he possessed more grit and heart than many in corner offices. The conversation lingered in the CEO's mind long after the words faded. As the CEO walked away that night, the guard's words echoed in his mind. He couldn't shake the image of the man bent over that book, eyes heavy with exhaustion yet burning with hope. In the days that followed, the CEO found himself reflecting on the guard's story more than on profit reports or business strategies. He realized how easy it was to miss the quiet fighters, the ones who carried their dreams silently, with no recognition, no headlines, no applause. The guard's determination reminded him of his own early struggles, back when he had nothing but ambition and long nights of hard work. Somewhere along the way, surrounded by success and luxury, he had forgotten what raw perseverance looked like. The guard had brought it all back with startling clarity. He wasn't just a man in uniform patrolling empty hallways. He was proof that hope could survive in the harshest conditions. The CEO felt a lump in his throat as he thought of the sacrifices the guard was making, giving up sleep, enduring endless fatigue, and working in silence so that his children might one day live a better life. For the first time in years, the CEO felt humbled. All the numbers, titles, and achievements seemed small compared to the strength of a man who refused to give up on his dream. And in that realization, something inside the CEO began to change. He knew he couldn't just walk away from this. He had to do something. A week later, the security guard received an unexpected call to report to the main office during the day. Confused and a little nervous, he made his way upstairs. He had never been summoned like this before. As he entered the room, his eyes widened in surprise. Sitting at the head of the table was the same employee he had spoken with late at night, but now, he was dressed sharply, surrounded by senior staff. The man smiled warmly and stood. "I think it's time I introduced myself properly," he said. "I'm the CEO of this company." The guard froze, his heart racing. For a moment, he thought he was in trouble. But then, the CEO's voice softened. "The night I saw you studying changed me. Your determination, your sacrifice, it reminded me why I started this company in the first place. You inspired me." The room grew silent as the CEO continued. "I don't want you to keep fighting for your dream in the dark. From today forward, the company will cover your tuition and provide you with a full scholarship. You'll also join our mentorship program in the engineering department. You deserve the chance to succeed, and I want to make sure you have it." The guard's hands trembled. Tears welled in his eyes as the weight of those words sank in. He had expected nothing, just another hard night, another shift, but suddenly, the impossible had become real. His dream wasn't slipping away anymore. It was standing right in front of him. Months later, the security guard's life looked nothing like it once did. The same hallways he used to patrol in silence now echoed with a new purpose. Instead of carrying a flashlight, he carried a laptop. Instead of standing watch through the night, he spent his days in the engineering department, learning, designing, and growing into the role he had once only dreamed about. On his desk sat a badge that read Junior Engineer. Every time he looked at it, he felt a wave of gratitude. It wasn't just a title, it was proof that his sacrifices had meant something, that his long nights and relentless effort hadn't been in vain. His children, once too young to understand, now looked at him with shining eyes, proud that their father had turned his dream into reality. The CEO often stopped by to check on him, but their relationship had grown beyond boss and employee. There was mutual respect, a bond built not on position but on shared values. The CEO saw in him a reminder of perseverance. The guard saw in the CEO a reminder that kindness has the power to change everything. One afternoon, as the sun poured through the office windows, the guard paused, reflecting on how far he had come. He knew the journey wasn't over, it was only beginning. But now, he carried something he hadn't before, the certainty that with determination and a helping hand, even the darkest nights could lead to the brightest futures.